before I start the tutorial, I just wanted to touch on the topic of brushes. I had somebody ask me what kind of brushes I use, and so I just wanted to show you that the brushes I use are really cheap ones that I purchased off eBay. They are green and they have Zhu Ting written on it, so I'm assuming that's the brand. And my go-to brushes, they came in a set of 10, I believe, of varying different sizes, but my go-to are the 9, the 10, and the 12. I love using these for the flowers that I do. All right, so let's get started. So the roses I'm going to show you are, again, very quick roses. It's not detailed. It's just kind of my style. I don't have the patience for detailed stuff unless I really put my mind to it. So I'm going to start with, yes, my palette's going to be a shell that we got from the PEI on our vacation last year. My daughter swears it's hers, but, you know, I like it for my painting. So I've taken it over. All right, so I'm going to start with the reds because roses are red. And so this is one version of how I do it. So I'll start with the middle. And it has to be dark. And you just do light strokes. And then you sort of go off into thicker ones. And then just wetting your brush a little bit more. Sort of go that way. And you can introduce a different color or a shade of red if you wish. And that just gives it a little bit of an extra interesting detail in there. Okay, the orange might be a little too much, but it's all about the strokes and the white space. I find the white space really adds to the whole negative area, implying shadow and light, that sort of thing. And then you can always go back in and darken things more. And again, let it just bleed through. And just let the color flow nicely. And that creates for an interesting look. I'm going to do another one off to the side. And sometimes it's just all about learning when to let go of it and not go overboard on the detail. And just softening up the edges as well. And I will take a thinner brush and go in for some of, let's see, where should I do it? Leaves. And I just like to create my leaves like so. And again, when you introduce other colors, it makes for interesting blending. Oops, hit the camera there. And I like to do my leaves in threes. You never do odds, just do even, never do evens, you do odds when you arrange things like this. It's a tip I learned from, I think it was a florist or someone who was mentioning that they do bouquets. So I'm applying that into my artwork as well. Loving the darkness of the leaves. And so just from light to dark, that sort of thing. And one of the things that I like to incorporate is something like having a leaf off to the top or to the side, which is still wet, and just having that green bleed into it a little more obviously. I just like the whole blending in, the looseness of the painting that way. It does something to me. Yeah, I think it's a great romantic feel for paintings like this. And then I'm just going to do like different kinds of leaves. A different shade. And then another one. Like that. Of course, try and blend that in there too. I'm just going to do a couple over here. Sort of have that same green reflected in this area as well. Keeping it very loose again. And I'm going to show you another way to do the rose, or this rose. And it's just, I think it's just a matter of doing it. So these ones I created from the inside out. So the next one I'm going to show you is going to be done from the outside in. And I'm just going to move this up a little bit. And so I want to have my brush with more water, less color, and I'll start from the outside first. And then I go on the inside, and then that's when you have more color. And then you can sort of let that go in like that. So you see, this also creates like a really nice effect. So it depends on what kind of rose or what kind of method really suits you. But there's several different ways of actually doing something like this, and there's no real right or wrong way as long as it ends up looking like a rose. So I'm just going to do a bud for it here, because now that I've started doing this, I can't stop. I'm obsessed with roses. Well, painting them at least. I think they're so pretty. And once you start, you just can't, yeah, you'll find the obsession when you start doing something like this. And just making sure that you guys can still see this. Yep. So that's that. And I'm just going to complete this by adding more just another bud or two here. And that'll make it 3, 4. Oh, that's making it 4. Add another one, that makes it 5, and that's 1. And I'll add, for interesting splashes of color, just some other kinds of flowers right there. And let's see, where else can I add those? Perhaps so I realize I've done the roses in kind of an odd angle, but I just wanted you to see how you can do different roses this way. And I was running out of space, so. But yeah, when you do sit down to do something like this, it's always nice to sort of lay out in your mind where you want your main flowers to be, and then how you want your foliage to fold around it or wrap around it. It's always nice to have the leaves either going around it or outside diagonal to sort of have that diagonal effect, and that fills up the page nicely. All right, and go back in with my green, and actually I'm gonna take make a slightly different green for this. And I should have done these when they were damp still. Would have been nicer, but c'est la vie. So you see how these, again, the purple is blending in with the green, and it just has such a nice look to it. I just love it. And it's just great, so I keep doing it. Just gonna do some tiny leaves around here. And then just some around here. And I think that's good. I like to stick by the motto, less is more. But, you know, when you're painting, or at least when I'm painting, I get so carried away with things that I end up overdoing stuff. So always keep yourself in check that way, and that things will flow nicer if you do. And one more thing I wanted to show you. I like incorporating a little bit of brown in things as well, especially in flower arrangements like this. And it just, in the form of, let's see, like a sprig of something almost. So kind of like, let's have something coming out from here. Again, I think the brown just makes things more interesting. So everything is not just green. And a third one, I will do right there. I'll make sure you can see that as well. And before this ends up getting too dry. And so now I'll go in with the other brush I have and do some nice bluey bud looking flowers or leaves or whatever you want to call them. Like that. And literally you're just doing a dab of color. And you want the color distribution to be uneven, so it's kind of keeping up with the loosey-goosey feel of the rest of the painting. Kind of like that. And that's it, guys. So this is what the roses and leaves, foliage, whatever you want to call them, would look like. And this is just one of the ways I do it. And as I go along, I'm sure there'll be more methods that I come across. And I will definitely be putting out more videos showing you how to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. And leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought about it. And if you have any other suggestions or comments, that'd be great. Thanks, guys. Bye.